All right, guys, welcome back. We are watching my teen romantic comedy SNAFU, season 3, episode 1. Last time, well, we finished season 2. We watched the OVA last time, actually, which was like some cute Iroha stuff. But ignoring that last time, we're tackling the remaining issue in the volunteer club, which is, of course, just Yui and Yukino's feelings for Hachimon, and who knows what his feelings even are, right? Does he understand his own feelings either? I don't know. And what we're gonna do with that, I guess. Yukino has a request. We, of course, still need to fulfill Hachimon's request of wanting something genuine, right? And, I don't know. I don't know. We're gonna get there. I'm sure we're gonna get there by the end. We only have, I'm pretty sure it's 12 episodes. We only have 12 more episodes of this show to wrap everything up, which is crazy to me. But I don't know. I don't know. I guess we'll see. So let's get started. We're watching season 3, episode 1. You can line your own copy up with this if you want to. We are starting in 3, 2, 1. Starting right back here. Right. Ah, please. Oh, I love that sunset so much. Now it has set. Ooh. Okay. Someone. Yeah. Huh. Hmm. Oh. Does it have to? Yeah. Ooh. That's such a good. Yeah, that's so true. Getting his coffee, like always. Oh, new opening. Okay. Oh, that felt so. Like that line at the end there. That was important. Okay, okay. I'll read the lyrics next time. Ooh, so cold. So. Oh. Komachi. We've not had enough of her lately. Hmm. Ah. Like, how are we gonna wrap everything up? How are we gonna be done in 12 episodes? It just feels impossible to me. That's kind of how it is, right? Hmm. Haruno all alone? What is this? So, wow. Ooh. Huh. An interesting contrast there between, like, the outfits she was wearing. Okay, okay. The good opening. It's gonna be hard for me to ever say, like, it more than season two's opening, because that one was so good, but... Hmm. Yeah, come on, just take them. Should not be drinking coffee this late at night. Ooh. Yeah, I see. It's hello. Right. Mhm. I agree. Make it feel like you're having a conversation. Right. We're so back. Hmm. I'm sure it'll be good. Come on. What do you mean by that? Ah. God. Trying to make good cookies. Right. It's kinda true. Yeah, yeah. Oh, because it would mean something to him. Ah, this track, like, come on. Of course. If I couldn't forget, yeah. That little laugh, like, it's perfect. Great. It's literally what is, like, the actual pun there? No one here's clueless. Surely not. Great. We're back how it should be. Right. Stopped snowing. Ooh. Hmm. Hides your face completely. Ooh. I see. Tell us about yourself, huh? Hmm. Right. Gotta define that, right? You gotta define yourself. Oh, I really like this track. Oh, right. Yeah. Following her sister's footsteps that, yeah. Oh, how, like, unfair, you know? I think that's how Haruno views it. Yeah. She's just always been, like, lost in that way, right? Oh. I don't know. I disagree. I don't think that's possible. You know? Like, but I understand how she feels, right? Like, I'm not trying to, like, discount that, I guess. Yeah. And you haven't been given that position. Oh. Do you, though? Does Haruno have a self, you know? Like, that happens a lot with everyone. Decide of her own accord, huh? It's hard to decide anything of your own accord exactly, depending on how you define that. Right, yeah, that's a good enough definition of it, I guess. Ooh, to be there for me to the very end. And that shouldn't be impossible, right? I just have very, like, conflicting feelings about it. Hmm? Right. Being on your own, thriving on your own, doesn't mean you have to be alone, though, and cut off from everyone, and oh, okay. Hmm. Okay. Okay. You know who. Can't even say her name. Well, I there she is. Right. Hi there. I see. I see. Right. It kind of makes you wonder. I don't know. Come on. Okay. 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 I like that. Ah, but we cut away. Okay. What is that poster? The ruins. Still has him. Bet he's gonna be looking at this bag for a long time. Because what does eating them mean? You know? Oh, maybe I'm wrong. No, I'm not. Okay. Puts them away, even. Kamachi, what's up? How'd the test go, right? She was taking the, like, entrance exams, right? God, it's a mess. It's going. Right. Right. Mhm. I just don't phrase it like that. So, yeah, it's I don't know about that. God, the way her voice changed, like good luck. So what, she has to have, like, an interview section of it too, I guess? I don't know how it all works. Ooh, these statues. Have we seen those before? Hmm. Uriah Bookstore. What did he buy? Ooh, Saki, what's up with her sister? Is right, of course. Doesn't remember her name. God, we've had, like, nothing of her since season one, really, you know? Like, she recognized him, I guess, from way back at, like, the Christmas festival. But I guess that wasn't that long ago, was it? Not for them. It's still winter. Okay, Hachiman, don't infect her mind with this way of thinking. This is right, right, uh-huh. It's literally, thank you. Oh, I see. And she's yeah. That's gonna be hard. That's gonna be rough. Ooh, this look good. I guess. He just barged in and bought her this. Right, right. God. Hmm. Ooh, I see. That brother that she's done so much for, right? Hmm? Ah, just made a complete mess again. Ooh, yeah, right? Like the same line of thinking she's been using, you know? Hmm, I see. This like mutual, yeah, yeah, perfect. How'd it go? God, that high five, like, I love seeing Hachimon like this. This is great. Right, uh-huh, uh-huh. You gotta stop, please. Very. Is that what water does? Oh, exactly. I just like the rapid mood changing. God. Oh, right, the love thing. Oh, okay, we're just gonna flash back to it again, huh? Yeah, right, right. How he thinks those words just mean nothing, you know? God. He looks younger here, doesn't he? I mean, he really does. He's gotta get up there. And she takes it like so seriously, you know? God. Right. Right. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. God. I love these two. Hmm. God, she does so much for them, doesn't she? Like, hmm? Oh, okay. I guess. Sounds good. God, she is at a really good mood, huh? I hope the interview did go well, and she's not like overcompensating for it having gone terribly or something. You know, I can imagine that. He had to pay. Nice. It's God, just the whole day, huh? Got it all cleaned up. I see. There did need to be some chores to be done. That's for sure. With how it was looking earlier. Aw. Right. That makes it acceptable, of course. Ah, it's fine. Doesn't have to be transactional. Come on. Taking care of you. Yeah, exactly. Just don't say that. Right. Ah, just the contrast between them and Saki and, like, her sister and Yukino and Haruno, you know? It's sad. Hmm? Ah, right. A similar thing with, like, Saki and her brother, right? Is it possible to be too capable? Come on. I mean, hey, maybe that's part of it, right? Hmm. So what are we doing? Okay. Aw, God. Ah, it's no. It's you don't have to think of it like that. It's whoa. No, stop. Exactly. His first time feeling this way. Oh God. Aw. No, it's actually so sweet. Hmm. God. Ah, man. Feels so aw. She's growing up. What's the cat gonna know, huh? Ooh. Right. Right. Ah, man. Okay. I really like that episode. That was good. That was just like felt like a really nice feel good episode for the most part. Okay, let me lock in. Hachiman, get over there. Iroha, let's go. The club's getting too full. Too many people. Ooh. Ugh. Depending on how this all ends, I could imagine this being very sad. Is the title of this bitter, bittersweet? Like, oh no. Oh god, them holding hands. At the start they weren't. I don't know. I don't know. It just worries me. Ah, but nothing can remain the same forever. I don't know. I don't know. Oh, we do have the preview at the end. I hope I can watch it. Surely it's fine. What? Okay, it's surely it's fine. I'm just gonna not pay attention to the visuals and just read. Right, right. Uh-huh. God, he's such a reaction to it, you know? Literally. That's right. True, true. That won't be ending anytime soon. I like that episode. That was good. Okay, let's talk about it in the discussion. Okay, let's talk about the episode. Good first episode of season 3. I like a lot of the stuff we did here. I like a lot of it a lot. The man, the stuff with Kamachi is so god. It's impossible for it to not get to you, huh? Like man, it feels very nice. There's this contrast. Maybe that's the wrong word to use, but I don't know, it just makes me think. Like we see this very sweet, very nice connection that Hachiman and Kamachi have always had. Kind of a similar thing with Saki and her sister, of course, right? Very nice. And it's just I don't know. It's just with Yukino and Haruno. I guess I was rethinking this scene because like in this moment Haruno's kind of treating her fine. She's drunk. It's like I don't know, right? I don't think Haruno in any way hates Yukino. Obviously, I think it does genuinely want what's best for her. It's just so different. It's so different than the way our other older siblings in this episode feel like that they treat their younger siblings. Um, it's just something about it. I guess it's just the way Haruno goes about it, the way she engages with her relationship with Yukino. Yeah, it just makes me sad. It just makes me sad, right? Even if you would say like what Haruno wants for Yukino, I think is a good thing, right? I think trying to like if the end goal is to free Yukino from the idea that she has to follow in her footsteps and that she has to like be given like this purpose from her family and all of that. Which is like kind of Yukino's problem, is right. She lacks like a self in a sense, according to Haruno, in a way. It's hard for me to agree with her completely, for sure, right? Um, she lacks that, and she lacks like kind of like this, yeah, like being given some kind of purpose, right? And that's why she latched on to like this Haruno thing, and like the position that Haruno's in the family. It's like Yukino wanted that too, and I understand Haruno wanting to like free her from that, essentially, right? But it's just the method that she goes about it, I guess, like, and I guess maybe it's unfair in a sense because every family's different, right? Like the things that Yukino and Haruno have to face are very different than the things that Saki and her sister have to face, right? That's why their relationship is different. And with Hachiman and Komachi, it's different. That's why their relationship is different. So I don't know. It feels like it'd be very easy to get on the Haruno hate train after this, right? It feels like such a stark contrast between the three pairs of siblings we see in this episode. But I don't know. I don't know. I just kind of feel bad for her because Haruno's the kind of character where it feels like she thinks she has everything figured out, right? And that's impossible. No one ever has it all figured out, right? That's not a point that anyone in life will ever reach. Haruno, just like everyone else, is reacting to the circumstances she's in, and I think genuinely is trying to do what she thinks is the best thing to do for her sister, especially. Um, and it's not like I can't hate her that much because of that. I think that'd be very unfair. I don't think I would say I hate her at all, right? I don't know. I don't know. It's just a lot to think about. It's something that the this episode definitely purposefully makes you think about with all the siblings, the contrasting like, things with them. It's interesting. It's kind of like a gradient in a sense between like Yukino and Haruno, the way their relationship is, but not even. It's like the way Haruno views Yukino, the way that she views their relationship. It feels, I mean, in a sense, it's kind of similar to these two, right? And listen, hear me out, right? Haruno is very much like, in a sense, playing the specific role for Yukino. She's like, if Haruno doesn't want Yukino to rely on other people, if she thinks that is a bad thing for her, Haruno doing all of these things, playing the villain, doing all of this stuff to be the specific role in Yukino's life and push her down like this specific path that she thinks is better for her and all of that. She's still like doing a very similar thing, like in a way, through that like engaging with her sister like that. She is with like if you kind of viewed it from like Haruno's perspective, I guess, like making her reliant on her, right? It's like if obviously my point of view on this is it's impossible to not like be reliant on other people. Like no matter what, that's just like how life works, right? The people in your life are going to influence you and change you, and it's impossible for them not to. Haruno thinks Yukino is like, it's, letting that happen too much in a sense, I guess, right? She doesn't have her own sense of identity and sense of self and all of that. That's why she's doing everything she's doing. But through doing that, she's doing the same thing, right? Like she's influenced her in this specific way, and you could view it through like that negative Haruno lens of her, losing her own identity and everything. I mean, she's trying to push Yukino to like do something of her own accord about it, right? So I guess that's what the difference is. But yeah, it's just in a way it's like this twisted. It really is twisted in a way in my mind with the way Haruno engages with it. This like twisted version of this way that Saki cares about her little sister so much, right? Yeah, yeah. And then I guess the one that stands out in that way, if we're thinking about these three sets of siblings, is Hachiman and Komachi, right? They take care of each other, right? I would say I like this one the most, right? Not that, I don't think, Saki's sister is like 7 or something. So it's like, of course, their relationship is different than Komachi and Hachiman's, right? But no, I just think the way that they engage with their relationship is so great. They take care of each other, they build off of each other, and all of that. It's great. It feels like this perfect representation of what a relationship just with another person in general can be, right? It's just great. I love it. I love these two. They're awesome. So yeah, I don't know. It's just an interesting like theme of the, I guess, this whole section of the episode, like the latter half of the episode, I guess. Just all these siblings, lots to think about with it. I'm sure you could literally like talk about it forever and think of like so many things to say about it. I don't know. You're definitely meant to, or it just feels like something you're meant to do with this episode. What the author's trying to get you to do is like compare and contrast the way that these relationships between these siblings like are and what they mean and all of that. But kind of a hard thing to do. It's just so complicated. It's never possible to boil down someone's feelings and like someone's motivations in a relationship of any kind down to anything simple. And I just feel like the author of this story is very aware of that with just the whole way it's been written the whole time. So I don't know. It's just endless stuff to talk about with it, I guess. Anyway, we start off with, of course, kind of rehashing some of these last scenes of season 2. We bring up that question, of course, the answer that Yukino has for Yui, which Hachiman kind of interrupted them at the end of season 2 and let his stance be clear. So Yukino still has to give her answer, of course, which she does. It's her answer to it is essentially like no to Yui, right? Like it really is. That's kind of, in a sense, what it boils down to. She's not accepting Yui's proposition, right? And more so than that, like what? She wants to figure out like who she is, right? She wants to look at herself and be like, yeah, this is me. She wants to be able to self-analyze who she is and like have a firm view of her own identity and stuff, which is very much, not what Yui was proposing for her, right? It would have been the opposite of that, essentially. Yui just would have walked all over that, basically, right? Yeah, yeah. So her request, right? So what even is her request exactly? I guess it's just kind of all the stuff she says. It kind of feels like there's this whole I don't know. I don't know. I'm just not sure of the way that she's going to engage with all of this. Exactly, right? She wants to prove she can thrive on her own. I clicked on like the perfect spot there. This is like the line I was thinking of. She wants to prove she can thrive on her own. What does that mean to her, right? Like this is her request, basically, right? Her also she wants them to like stay by her side forever. That's also kind of it. Very much like mirrors, very much parallels what Yui said at the end of season 2 about wanting them to remain like this forever, but she also wants Hachiman, right? I guess Yukino just kind of flips that, essentially. Can you boil it down to just that, basically? Kinda, right? But what does thriving on her own mean exactly? We've obviously in the show we've gotten like a very negative interpretation of that from both Hachiman and Haruno, um, in terms of like what that means to be on your own. So I don't know. I'm curious how Yukino like thinks about this and what this means to her, right? Because no matter what, you're never alone. You can never be like uninfluenced by people around you. That's like impossible, right? You're just deluding yourself if, like old Hachiman, if he thought that was possible, like no, right? Um so I don't know. I don't know. I'm just curious. Like obviously for Yukino, just her trying to find her own identity and all of that, of course, right? I just do think that like who you are as a person, whatever you would define as yourself, that she thinks she's lacking, that Haruno thinks she's lacking. I think that's like built up by the people you have around you and the connections you have and everything. I mean, of course it is, right? Like, I just think that's like inarguable. Like, you just think about it, like, you take it to the extreme. A child who lives in the woods and is raised by wolves. It's pretty, like that really takes to the extreme, but they would be very much lacking the kind of social elements of their self that we refer to as someone's self, right? I don't know, like no matter what, it's always like a socially determined thing. So I'm just curious. I'm just curious what this will mean to her. Not letting herself get like walked over, I guess. Rejecting Yui's proposal is like the important part, right? There's a lot to it, That's just always a question, I guess. Like Hachiman took it very far, right? Like early on in season one, with his idea of like change and who he was and all of that. It's kind of like he took this idea it's very far, I don't know. I surely Yukino obviously is not going down that same route, but I don't know. I don't know. It's interesting how we're kind of rebounding from that in a sense. How I felt like season two as a whole, like so much of it was all about the connections between these characters and the way that's changing Hachiman and all of this stuff, the way it has changed him. The crazy difference between Hachiman at the end of season two and near the start, or like near the start of season one, even, right? Compared to the ends. And now it's interesting how we're kind of going back to this idea of thriving on your own, right? Like defining who you are, like what's, your own identity and your own self, despite all of that. Or I guess like with that in mind, right? With the connections you have in mind, I guess. Yeah, yeah. It's a lot to think about. Anyway, there's some very good lines here. I gotta make sure I go back and talk about it. This is like an interesting moment, right? So we still have his request to be genuine. Of course, she has a request for us to listen to, and we cut. This is like interesting. There's a long silence. Someone suggested we find a place to sit. This might take a while, they said. Might have been me who said it. That's like such a like weird out of body like way to refer to it. Maybe I'm just thinking about it too much. I just think it's makes me think it's like dissociation and like I don't know, like it's phrased in that very particular way, obviously. I just am not sure what meaning to take from it exactly, right? Hmm. Like we've always had this like narrator Hachiman, that's like narrated events and such, but it's always just kind of felt like it's just like in his head in the moment. It's never felt like the narrator Hachiman is some kind of external thing from in the story in universe Hachiman in the moment, right? So I think he's very much thinking these thoughts right now as all of these events are happening. This isn't him talking about it from like a future perspective or anything, right? I don't know. I don't know. Even when given some time to grow, the glimmer of hope we found stayed just a glimmer. Hmm. We knew that a definite answer would spell a lamentable end. So it hurts. It hurts a lot. This idea that a definite answer, right, of all of their feelings coming to light, and one of them winning, I guess, would spell a lamentable end. And maybe that's just true. Maybe that's just true. Maybe my idea that things could remain like this forever. They don't have to remain the same, I guess, but that all three of them can at least remain friends despite everything, remain connected to each other. Is that a naive hope? Is that impossible? I certainly don't think so. I think both Yui and Yukino, if what they want is for things to remain like they are forever, that's impossible. That just can't happen. It would have to be something like what Yui proposed at the end of the last season, which is, yeah, walking all over someone's feelings, right? Yui doesn't want that to be her, and she feels like she's been like letting that happen, like those moments where she's clearly uncomfortable with the position she's in the club. It would be so easy for her to let that happen, right? Which is why she did what she did and came up with that idea. And Yukino rejected it, right? There's something to be said about the fact that Yui's proposal and Yukino's rejection of it and all of that is in the end going to be a positive thing for Yukino, right? Yui said that she thought uh, that Hachiman would say what he said in season 2 at the end, right? That he would be the one to say, no, this is wrong. We shouldn't do this. She said that she like predicted that. So there's something to wonder about if this was also part of Yui's idea in the first place, was for things to end up like this, was for her to be rejected, and in that sense helping Yukino in a sense, right? But I don't know. Maybe. Probably. I mean, it makes sense to me if that is what's going on, right? Not that I think that like, kinda, right? I don't really think for a moment that that's all that it is. I don't think, like, if Yukino had agreed, would Yui have been like, "No, you were supposed to not agree?" I don't think so. So, I don't know. If it isn't said, no one will get it. Even if it's said, it won't be understood. That's why no one's answer must be said out loud. We're still doing it. We're hiding our feelings. We aren't saying it. We aren't saying it out loud, even though we're also aware of what we're talking about. Because putting it into words, saying it, putting it out there, it's like something you can't take back. That will be what ignites the change, right? The lamentable end. Even if you know that choice will surely cause regret. Because in truth, I don't want to find something genuine that's only cold, cruel, and sad. That's so important, isn't it? This is such an important line because, yeah, he doesn't want something genuine that's only cold, cruel, and sad. And who would, right? Like, maybe there are times where this, I guess, the idea of superficiality and a surface level thing is preferable and is like acceptable because otherwise it would just be cold, cruel, and sad. And I kind of think that in life, that's something you do have to do a lot of the time. And I don't think that that is just definitionally bad, just because it's not like genuine. Um, hmm. Well, I guess my example is it's just the easiest thing for me to think of is like politics, right? How many people do you have in your life that you kind of assume that they have political views that you very much disagree with, but you guys don't like argue about it all the time, right? That is like an example of this. That's obviously a very like lower down example of this. We're not talking about love. We're not talking about like emotional things like this, right? But just things like that, right? Where you aren't like fully opening yourself up with another person and being genuine with them in a sense. And maybe that means that your connection to another person will always just be like superficial and just kind of on the surface in a sense. But otherwise, like what would happen if you argue with everyone about politics who disagrees with you in your life, which I assume there were probably many people like that. It would be kind of cold, cruel, and sad, maybe, right? But I don't know. It's like, as obviously if it's like someone you love, if it's like someone you're romantically interested in or something, that's kind of a topic that does need to come up and does need to be talked about. So I don't know. I don't know. There's a lot to think about with it, I guess, right? Like, hmm. Can you ever like really have a meaningful relationship with someone if it's not genuine in that way? If there are like things that you're hiding from each other that you like walk on eggshells with that you don't talk about? I don't know, maybe not, right? And maybe it will always, like, not feel meaningful. Maybe those kinds of relationships that aren't genuine are, like, not good enough, right? I don't know. I just think this is a very important thing for Hachiman to think. It's very true. It's very, like, it's I'm glad that he thinks this. I'm glad that he is, like, being honest enough with his own feelings to think this, right? Like, Yeah, he doesn't want to blow it all up for that, but maybe it doesn't have to be like this, right? That's obviously the other side of it, is it doesn't have to be cold, cruel, and sad, right? Surely there's a way to navigate all of our feelings and talk about it all in a way that won't end up like that, right? Yeah, yeah. Gets his coffee. I gotta watch the opening more before I decide on it. That's true. I haven't read the lyrics either. I'll read them next time. But it's gonna be so hard. The season 2 opening was like an all timer. It's like it was so good. It's gonna be so hard for this opening to top it. Like I don't know. Same with the ending. Like we're gonna see. It's gonna be rough. They have some extremely rough competition coming up. If I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. It hands both of them a drink. They both are like, yeah, we'll pay. Hachiman, you gotta stop drinking coffee at like midnight. Like, please. I guess the sun just set. It's probably like 6 p.m., but you know. Talk about our cookies a little bit, which the cookies, huh? He puts the cookies away later. They're on his desk. He looks at them, doesn't eat them, puts them in his desk. Um, what does eating these cookies mean? Like, what do these cookies mean, right? Why did Yui give him the cookies? I mean, it's because of what it means, right? It's kind of like if he ate them, especially without Yukino. There's the whole problem with Yukino not giving him her cookies and all of that. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe can he ever eat them? Probably not. I don't know. There's just a lot of weights to that, right? The idea of him eating these cookies. So, hmm, I don't know. I don't know. Yukino needs to figure out how to give him cookies as well. Like that's kind of maybe he can eat both of these bags of cookies. Once that happens, right? Then we'll then we'll be good. But at the same time, like what does that mean? Is that just kicking the can down the road, right? He's gonna be staring at both bags of cookies one day. So he's gonna have to choose one. I don't know. I don't know. Tried to pick just the right kind of bag and colored masking tape. We get some flashbacks. I love like the stupid banter as we have here between them. It really is. It's just like everything still feels like the same between them, right? And of course, I mean, of course it is. I also love the faces Hachiman makes. He just looks so fierce here. Like God. Yeah, giving greetings are very important, of course. I have no confidence in how it tastes, but I did do my best, which is important. She remembers from way back when. Yeah, like the first episode, right? God. And that's, it's kind of an interesting thing with going back to this episode. Yukino being the one who helped her so much, and now, in the far future, at this point, those cookies that she made that she's only able to make because of this connection to Yukino, kind of, if you think about it, right? She helped her. Like what those cookies mean now, it's just I don't know. It's an interesting thing, right? So yeah, Hachiman, why are you two trying to make good cookies? How dare you? Just getting handmade cookies is enough to make them happy. It says something about him, right? Yeah, yeah. She's remembered it, of course. Not sure if I remembered or if I just couldn't forget, right? That's the way it like got stuck in her mind, maybe. Yeah, yeah. I can see that for sure. Hmm. He has always been like that. I agree. Betrays expectations. What did he call her here? Like, what is the pun here exactly? It's, I don't know. I don't know. They just repeat this back and forth for like 20 seconds. No, I love all the banter and stuff in this episode. It's great. Between Hachiman and Komachi, and between Hachiman and these two, just all of them. It's amazing. Would miss an Iroha. If we had some Iroha in this episode, it would really all come together. So it stopped snowing, and that kind of signals the beginning of their serious talk. I heard it was snowing on the day I was born, so they called me Yukino. Two on the nose, wouldn't you say? Talks about her mother a little bit, who we still like just don't know that much about exactly, right? We kind of know how Yukino views her, or at least in a sense, like vaguely, we know how Hachiman thinks Yukino feels about her mother in a way, right? Like, we'll never be able to truly access her mind to really understand it, I guess, right? Hmm. Her mother chose it. That's just what I heard from my sister. Her mother has always been this like dominating presence in her mind, right? This one who has controlled and dictated so much of just her family and her life and all of this stuff. The one who I think Yukino wants to be given like purpose from, right? Like that's what Yukino is missing in a way. It kind of goes hand in hand with that idea of her lacking like a self, is her lacking, yeah, like this purpose given to her in the same way that Haruno has this purpose given to her. For Haruno, I think it kind of feels like restricting, and she doesn't, I think she wants it exactly, and she doesn't want Yukino to have to go down that same path, right? Tell us about yourself. We would not mind. We would not mind at all. Please. Hmm. Up till now, you've told us little by little. I get that. Yeah. Yeah. Hmm. You asked me what I want to do, didn't you? I didn't have an answer to give you. However, there's one something I wanted to do a long time ago. Yeah, the follow in her sister's footsteps, essentially, right? Yeah, help with her father's job, be in that position in the family, right? What it means to be a Yukinoshita, essentially, right? So she's been looking for something like that, right? Obviously, those pressures that I've always said have like dictated her personality and everything so much, right? They're self-inflicted. It's basically, right? Because she wants something like that, right? She wants something to tell her who she's supposed to be, how she's supposed to act, like all of that stuff. And doesn't everyone want something like that? Otherwise, it's just like you're just kind of drifting, you know? Yeah, her mother's always made the decisions. For as long as I can remember, my mother has decided everything. She tied my sister down and essentially told me to do whatever I wanted. And that's like so hard, isn't it? Like, just do whatever you want, but what am I supposed to do? Right? Yeah, that's why I didn't know how to conduct myself. Yeah. Because and I think that makes sense. I think loved ones, people you care about, your family, or just anyone, friends, anything like that, people having expectations for you in that way is like a good thing, really, right? Because it's like that's what makes you who you are, like, and it's just the way you like react to that, the way you respond to those things. I think that's what Yukino has been missing. Yeah, yeah. I still don't know, even now. Do you even have a self, right? It's truly just like my sister said. So I guess, yeah, we've talked about it, this whole idea of her lacking a self, but I just like, obviously, in like in a true sense, that's like impossible, right? The issue is, of course, just the way Yukino herself feels about it. I'm not trying to discount her feelings, I guess. She feels like she doesn't have a strong grasp of what her identity is and all of that. And I think that's makes sense. I mean, that's relatable. I totally get that for sure, right? I just think, obviously, like, there are, of course, there are things about herself that she needs to work to discover that are already there. It's not that she truly has nothing and that she isn't a person, she doesn't have a self in any way. She definitely does. She just has to work to recognize those things and figure out what it is that she can say is her, right? Yeah, yeah. This is the first time anyone's listened to me talk about this. I mean, it's a hard thing to talk about. Yeah, I mean, if this isn't genuine, if the conversation we're having here doesn't count as genuine, I don't know what does. I've hinted at it before to my father and mother, I think. But how do they? Yeah, but I don't remember them ever taking it seriously. It's a hard thing to discuss, yeah. They decided that Nason would be the one succeeding him after all. Haven't talked to her, of course. How do you think Haruno would engage with that conversation? I don't even know, right? I can't imagine it happening. Yeah. God, the Ferris wheel, like the flashing colors of it and stuff. It's in like all of these shots all the time. It like stands out so much. It's so like bright and colorful compared to like all of the other like really just like white grays on the screen at all times. I'm trying to think if there's like some kind of specific meaning I want to attribute to that, but I'm just not sure, right? Obviously, there was the Ferris wheel moment at the end of season 2 with Hachimon talking about it, but I don't know. I don't know. It stands out so much in all these shots. I think there has to be some kind of visual like meaning behind it. I'm just really not sure, sadly. But I probably should have told her, even if what I want is impossible. I think I was scared of a definitive answer, so I never wanted to prompt it. Very relevant, a definitive answer. Yeah, yeah. So I have to start by inviting that answer. This time, I'm going to decide of my own accord. There we go. Looks at Yui as she says that. That's her answer. That is her answer to Yui's thing, right? I want to do this not because someone told me to, but because I thought about it carefully, accepted it, and decided to give up. I have only one request. I want the two of you to be there for me to the very end. Yeah, yeah. Very similar to what Yui said. I don't know, is the context of it different? Maybe, maybe. I don't know. So she's going to seek out that definitive answer, right? She's going to seek out that definitive answer of her own accord, right? She's going to invite it. She's going to stop being afraid of it. Um, which, yeah, I think that's good. I'm just trying to think like what all that really like means for her, you know? Like I think she has to free herself from all of this in order to be able to start feeling like she is like her own person, right? So she needs this definitive answer. So she stops living in like this limbo, you know, this like drifting, lost limbo that she's kind of been in for her entire life, right? That's why she needs a definitive answer, I guess. I just wonder like how's that going to go, right? Like because I think what she wants to be given purpose from her mother specifically, or rather just like her family, I guess, kind of at large and all of that. I don't think that that is by default like a bad thing exactly, right? Again, it's just kind of the way she engages with it and like how that goes down, you know? So I certainly wouldn't want this to all just like blow up. I definitely wouldn't want her to I don't know. Again, it just kind of goes back to like what she said. It depends how she's going to engage with that idea of trying to figure this out like on her own, right? From herself and all of that. We'll just see. We'll just see because you can imagine like ways it could be bad, right? I don't know. I don't know. That's all she needs. So that's her answer. That is her answer to Yui's yeah, to Yui's thing. Well, it may not be. I guess if you say so. Then in that case, but I want to prove to you that I can thrive on my own. If I can do that, then I can truly start. She can start being her, I guess, right? Yeah. I'm going to go back to my parents' home for a little while and tell them everything. Consider that your answer. Yeah. Right, right. We gotta give a definitive answer. That's what we're talking about, you know? Yeah, yeah. Okay, okay. So back we go to her parents' house. Haruno is here. She who must not be named. And I wonder, like, how this all went, huh? We just kind of cut away. We just kind of cut away from this. Does you coming back mean something I need to talk to you about? It's like this, so this is like what Haruno wanted, right? Depending on how it all goes, you know? But I just wonder, like, the way Haruno feels about, like, Hachiman, for example, the way Haruno feels about just her connection to these two generally, I think that's kind of like an issue, like, in Haruno's mind, right? So, I don't know. I don't know. I'm just very curious to see how this will all go down, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, Hachiman waking up. He's got this ruins poster. What does that say? The ruins? Cannot read that at all. I have no idea. I don't know. I don't know. Looks over at the cookies and decides to put them in his desk. Yeah, because eating them would feel weird, wouldn't it? Right, right. Anyway, Komachi. We get some great Komachi in this episode. I was complaining that we haven't had enough Komachi lately. And we get, oh, it's beautiful. I love it. It's amazing. So she took the exam yesterday. She's got to do the interview as well. Like, Jesus, getting into these high schools in Japan, serious business, huh? They'll go on a date together afterwards, of course, of course. And I don't know. I we'll talk about it, I guess, at the end when the scene at the end with these two. But it's just so sweet. I just like it so much. Just their relationship in general is just great. Like I like how his smile like fades here because he's probably like worried. Of course he is. You know, like he definitely has this anxiety over her success and everything. Right? Yeah, yeah. Goes to the bookstore. What book does he buy? Does this come back up later in the episode? I don't think so, does it? I don't know. I don't know. What book does he buy, huh? he sees Saki. Young girl I've definitely seen before would be Kawasaki Keika, right? And he forgot Saki's name, even though it's literally Kawasaki Saki, right? God. We have a very nice, I don't know, he just barges in to hang out with them. Sweet and bitter style St. Mark Cafe since 1987. I see, I see. Gets her this pastry thing. But boys are going to immediately misunderstand it's sort of nonchalant touching. So don't do that to anyone else. Hachiman, you can't be saying things like that to like an 8-year-old. All right, you've got to don't be poisoning her mind like this. This terror-inducing bundle of girlish charms already knows the words of power that capture a man's heart. Right, literally, like God. We haven't even had lunch. He's feeding her this pastry. It's over. He's an irresponsible parent. Can't believe it. It's very cute though. This kind of starts like the beginning of like the sibling dynamic part of the episode that feels very. I guess no, that was with Yukino and Haruno really, but yeah, yeah. But yeah, we talk about like, taking care of your sibling and that kind of thing. Something that for Saki has kind of been like a core part of her character. The whole thing, that first episode, that was like about her problem back in season 1, right? That's what it's all about, like the way she takes that burden on and the way she feels about that. The way she kind of just does everything for her siblings, right? For her brother specifically. And I like the way that Hachiman kind of turns that around on her. Um, with yeah, when he talks about how her brother will feel about her and like him kind of doing the same thing. Yeah, yeah. I personally wouldn't mind if he went to a private school, but this is what he wanted. What's coming up next? A public school would be what he wants. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Gotta be some pressure. Exactly. Exactly. The same way she was feeling back then. Yeah, it'll free things up for her. Right, right. It's great. It's like it's just kind of all about this like uh just mutual like caring about each other in relationships. That's what it's all about, right? That's like a lesson Hachiman's learned so well, right? To be able to lecture her about it, right? God. Hmm. I'd understand sisterly love better than anyone. Right, of course, of course. It's so creepy. It's so wrong, right? Of course. Komachi's in a great mood. She has to get a better yay from Saki. Extremely hyper. Right, right. Very nice, very nice. We get this throwback to the Aishiteru, of course, that he gave to Saki in season 1, right? Um, that she like took so seriously, but those words just mean nothing to him, of course, right? God, can you imagine when those words actually mean something to him? That'll be a day. That'll be a time. Surely we'll get there eventually by the end of the season, I guess. It's bizarre that we're in the last season of this show. It just feels completely wrong to me, but I guess. Surely we're all building up to that moment when this actually means something to him. God, the reaction she has, like I love they're arguing. They're both like talking so fast and just talking over each other, and it's great. It's great. So we have a nice, fun. I'd hang out with Komachi. She went to go home and do some chores, of course. We go shopping. We go to the baseball place. Of course, Hachimon's got to pay. We get this weird looking toy. It kind of looks terrifying, honestly. Like, what is this face? Like, what am I looking at? Like, right, right. Komachi's gonna be a baseball star, of course. And then just very sweet. This Hachimon's got a cat in his lap. We're just chilling out. She's doing something in return for him for everything he's done for her. It's very nice. I love it. I love it so much. Besides, I want to do this, so let me. I wasn't able to make time while studying for exams. Right, right. It doesn't have to be transactional. That's not the way you have to think about it. It's just doing things for the people you care about, right? Yeah. God. I mean, it really is very serious, right? When she thanks him for everything, she's finally growing up, you know. Even though really all she's doing is entering high school. It's not. It's certainly not the end of her youth, right? I'm like all those times when you looked after me, unable to do so many things now. Very competent, exactly. Maybe it's that there are things that even I can do, or that I'm definitely being useful. Makes you feel good, right? Yeah, yeah. The looming presence of my useless bro propelled me straight into adulthood. God, that's a lot of pressure, huh? She is grateful. She is grateful indeed. She really is, you know? Gives a very proper, like, thanks for everything, you know? No, it's so great. I love this. I love this so much. It's just so emotional and so, like, ah, because it's always kind of been like such an important thing because of how Hachiman's relationship with his sister was always like it was so different from with everyone else. He himself thought about it way back in season 1, you know, about just how he tried to like rationalize it as, oh, it's just because we're blood related, so it's automatically way different or whatever. But no, he has put in effort and he has been a good big brother to her. He really has, right? She's thankful for it, right? Yeah, yeah. And if anything, I mean, just being around, being like a friend to her is enough. And it's very easy to not be that, even with your siblings, right? That blood relation isn't enough to maintain that, you know? And he just starts crying like God. This feels like even more. I don't know, something about it feels like it hits me like just as much as the genuine episode in season 2, you know? Like God. Ah, I love it. I love it so much. She gets affected by it too, right? They grow up so fast. They grow up so fast. Only Kamakura-san can understand. In due time, the seasons change and the snow melts. Doesn't graduation come a bit too early? Oh, God, just so sweet. It's so nice. I love that. I love that so much. Well, that was a great episode. That was a great first episode of the season. I enjoyed that a lot. I enjoyed that a lot. I hope this doesn't mark an end to Komachi. I hope this wasn't our send off to her as a character, and she won't be showing up that much anymore. That would make me sad, but maybe. You never know. Okay, I guess that's it. So, if you enjoy my videos, please subscribe, leave a comment, tell what you think, and I will see you in the next one.